welcome. My name is Heroin Bob. Welcome to Bob Buys. I am going to try to do another vlog style video only because I have a couple of things I want to talk to you guys about today, and I figured it might be a little bit more interesting if I kind of spread it out throughout the day. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about is going to be what sold last night while I was sleeping, but first I have to make some room in my car. So as you guys have seen in the past couple of videos I posted this month, I showed you guys my death pile that was in my car that I definitely wanted to get done first with this time of not sourcing. And so I have made some leeway in that. You guys saw in my last video I was able to get everything in this box listed, and I have inventoried it and put it away. So I have one empty box, but I have a whole bunch of bags and stuff in here that I want to consolidate into a box because that makes it more manageable for me, and it makes it just a little bit easier for me to like work on at a time, especially since I'm still working, which I will have to go to today. So I'm going to do a little bit of organizing, and then I will talk to you guys about what sold last night. Okay, that does make me feel a little bit better about my car. I have these two boxes, and then I have what's here, and then that is everything. And now I gotta take all of my lovely shipping supplies and put them in my house. So now I want to get into the things that I sold last night while I was sleeping, and kind of what I want to talk to you guys about throughout the day. So I watch a lot of resellers, a lot of them, and I watch a wide variety of resellers because I love to always be learning. And so I like to follow resellers in the community that either that are just entertaining, because everybody wants to be entertained, but also that normally have a niche in the reselling community that they're very strong in. So for example, Eric the College Picker, who I've talked about a lot of times, he's just a really smart dude who does a lot of deep dives into different brands, and he also specializes in tech and reselling and flipping high-end tech like laptops and cell phones and Apple Watches and that kind of stuff. That's not something I'm gonna do, but I do like learning and seeing. So if I do happen upon something that's a good deal, you know, I won't be completely clueless. I like following, you know, the crazy lamp lady who, like me, does a lot of reselling in the breakables category. So I've learned a lot from her. Texas Gal Treasures, she does a lot of jewelry. So that's something that I actually want to learn at some point. But I just follow a lot of resellers. Raleigh Roots is great for clothing, vintage clothing. Mary the Block Vintage is great for women's vintage clothing. So I follow a lot of different resellers to kind of, you know, be a jack of all trades. So there are 3 categories in reselling that I feel comfortable enough to say that I am, you know, not, I wouldn't want to say an expert in, but it's something I'm very knowledgeable in. And the first thing that I would say that I'm very knowledgeable in is vintage and antique books. So I talked about in my my sourcing strategy, that there are a lot of people in my area that do books, but they are having that fancy finger scanner with their phone or some weird doohickey attachment, and they're scanning books to sell on Amazon. That is not what I'm talking about when I say that I am knowledgeable in books. I'm talking about vintage and antique books. So these are all books, you know, pre-1970, before barcodes existed. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but barcodes weren't mandated on items until the 1970s. So those are the books that I'm knowledgeable in. And that's because I love to read. I just love the feel and the smell of an old book. I love reading. So that's what I'm going to talk about for my first sale that sold overnight. And that is this book. This is from 1960. This is Psychomancy, The Secret of Psychic Power Control. And you're like, this is just weird. And you're not wrong. I know, here's Lynn. Like selling weird? Well, girl, here you go. Here's a weird book. I have perused this book. It is, let's go with interesting. This is published in 1966. This is a first edition. So this is a first edition book. This is a book that I pulled out of the hoarder house. And there is a very, very good reason for why I pulled this particular book out of the hoarder house. And that would be what I sold it for. Yes, that is how much this very interesting first edition book sold for on eBay. I sold this book last night for $250. So I am, if you ever see this book, the first edition, buy it. And as I told you guys, there are no barcodes on this at all. It just has a whole bunch of words or excerpts from the book to give you an idea. So let me read one of the excerpts to show you just how interesting this book is. Materializing objects out of thin air. This is no idle claim, says Frank R. Young. This technique may change your life instantly. From the moment you use it, enable you to materialize all of your fondest dreams. So this is like the secret before the secret, kind of, except with a 1960s twist. So I sold this book for $250. And as you guys have seen, I pulled a lot of books out of the hoarder house that have all sold, you know, in the $50 range. That's what I like to sell because books are super easy to list and I like looking at them while they wait to sell. The next thing I want to show you guys that sold last night was this puzzle. So I've been watching Harry Tornado, you guys. I think a lot of you are from Harry Tornado's channel. He has been suggesting retail arbitrage by going to places like Walmart and Target that are still open while you're doing your regular going to buy the essentials runs. And while you're there, check the puzzle section. And I did that last night because I needed to get essentials like beans and allergy medicine for the face because it's allergy season. And I purposely went to a Target I knew that no one would be at because it is right next to Water Country USA, which of course is closed right now. One, it's out of season, but two, like it's gonna be closed anyway because of what's going on in the world. So I figured because it's gonna be so dead that it would still have puzzles, and it did. And this one sold within about 2 hours of me listing it. So that's pretty awesome. Josh, you're a smart dude, and I'm glad I decided to take that chance and listen to you because that was some good information. So I only was able to get 2 more puzzles because despite the fact that it was pretty much dead there, their puzzle section was, there was literally 3 puzzles, and then all the other puzzles were like $300, or not 300 pieces or less. So pretty much all the ones I've been seeing on eBay that were selling were all ones that are 500 or more, where the more pieces, the more they sell for, which is kind of what it is anyway. But I only paid $10 for this, and as you guys can see here, it sold for $22.87 and the buyer paid shipping, so I doubled my money, which is awesome. But I want to talk to you guys about 2 other things throughout the day, which are the 2 other things that I am very knowledgeable in. So I have to get these shipped out, and then I have to go to work. So yes, this is what I work in this nice, lovely Sailor Moon shirt that one of my gaming marketing friends gave me. It is Sailor Moon, Best Friends Forever or Else, except if you look, they have Ditto faces, because Ditto is my favorite Pokemon. Yes, I am super nerd. But Moxie wants to say hello before I leave. Here. Say hello to the internets, Moxie. She's purring, I promise she likes this. Alright, let's get shipping. Okay, and just so you guys don't worry, I am adding additional insurance to insure the entirety of the package since the book is so expensive. I always do this on orders over 100. And as you can see, it did add $4.05 for the insurance, but that does give me some peace of mind. I've had to file a claim or a USPS claim so far during this pandemic because one package just went missing. I had to call twice on 2 other packages because they got stuck in a loop. And so just to cover my butt, I'm making sure that I buy the insurance. Okay, so I just got done posting the 2 packages in the mail, and it is lunchtime, so I picked up some Moe's because they have, you know, curbside delivery. So that's what I did because I feel like tacos, or burritos, I guess in this case. And I felt like this was a good opportunity before I get my grub on to talk to you about the other thing, or the second thing that I have some knowledge in, and that would be Adidas. You guys have seen me talk about Adidas several times in my videos. I love selling it, I love picking it up. And the reason why I say Adidas is because that's what I was trained to do because I worked for Adidas for 4 years. Adidas, so A-D-I-D-A-S, is actually shortened for Adolf Dassler, who founded Adidas, and his nickname was Adi. He had a brother named Rudolph, and his name was Rudy, so it was Rudy and Adi. And Rudolph Dassler actually ended up founding Puma. Just some little information for you. And the reason why, not only because I worked for Adidas for 4 years, but I also have a very rare resource that was only available to employees of Adidas like 2009, 2010. You had to request this resource, and I'm really surprised how few people actually requested the resource because it was free. So I actually had this delivered to me after I had left Adidas because that's how long it took to put together. It is this, oh, I can't lift this with one hand. Hold on, I gotta put you guys down somewhere. Are you gonna stay there? Okay. It is this. It's a book! Surprise! It's a book! So just like the first thing I was talking about where I know books, it's a book. So this is an exceptionally heavy book. As I stated, this was only available to employees of Adidas when they decided to publish this. So I have put it out to you guys that if you have an older piece of Adidas and you want to like authenticate it or figure out when it's from, you are free to DM me or ask me, because this book, I don't know, it's very heavy, guys. I'm sorry I can't get you guys closer or able to see, but this book has the entire history of Adidas in pictures and products from its foundation all the way to, I think, 2012 is when this book was probably published. I haven't looked at that. I just use this as reference purposes whenever I come across an older Adidas because I don't have a mental catalog of every shoe they've ever produced, but this has a catalog of every shoe that they've ever produced. It also comes with this beautiful insert to show some of their campaigns. See, all the shoes and styles that they've made for forever, as well as collaboration campaigns and when they started. These are inserts that were in the book that came out. So these are all like their famous collaborations that they've done over the years. So yeah, this was published in 2012 because it has up to 2011 there. But, so if you guys have any questions about Adidas, you're more than welcome to ask me. Also, if you find this book while you're out thrifting in the wild, because I have seen these up for sale on eBay, this is a $200 book. It was free if you worked for Adidas. You just had to ask for one. But if you want to buy one, they are available up for sale on eBay and they're $200. So, just letting you know that. But this is only the second thing that I feel comfortable giving any advice or knowledge on because I have it in a handy dandy book, in addition to being really good at books. But I'm going to eat my foods and finish my work day, and then when I get home, I will tell you guys the third thing, because that's also another, like, I should show you, because thing you guys would understand. But yeah, I'm gonna eat now. Okay, so I am back at home now after a very long day at work. I'm sitting in my little patio bench here, and you kind of got a sneak peek at the third and final thing that I would consider myself very knowledgeable on, and that is roller skates. The reason that I would consider myself very knowledgeable about roller skates, I will show you right here. Yes, this is me. I've done roller derby for 4 years. I skated for 4 years. Unfortunately, roller derby is kind of canceled right now because you can't really practice social distancing when you play roller derby. But these skates, these are mine. These are my quad skates. This pair new cost $600. The condition that they're in now, I could still sell them for around $200. So if you can get roller derby skates, quad skates, this is something that if you can find it, definitely worth the money. There's a whole bunch of different brands. There's a whole bunch of different like stylizations. I prefer the low boot. Most prefer a little bit of higher boot. A boot is this, by the way. Sorry guys. It has trucks just like skateboards do. It has bearings just like skateboards do. It has wheels just like skateboards do. So if you guys have any questions about roller skates, you're more than welcome to ask me of them. I am more knowledgeable about quad skates, so that's when the wheels are in sets of 2 like this than I am with inlines, mostly because this is what I'm familiar with. I've been roller skating since I was 2 years old. My daddy has always said that I skate better than I walk. So I hope this video was interesting. Again, if you guys ever have any questions about vintage and antique books or Adidas pre-2010, the reason why I say pre-2010 or 2010 or earlier is because pretty much anything 2010 and after you can just look up on the internet because they have model numbers that are pretty easy to find. And then quad roller skates. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. Hopefully you liked it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Bye.
Hero, hero. Hero, hero. Hero, hero. I wanna be a hero, hero. Oh, the hero.